Nelson Mandela was a legendary figure in world history who played a crucial role in the fight against apartheid in South Africa. Born in 1918 in the Eastern Cape, he went on to become a leader in the anti-apartheid movement and eventually, the first black president of South Africa. Throughout his life, Mandela was known for his tireless efforts in promoting peace, equality, and justice, and his legacy continues to inspire people around the world. This video aims to examine the life and legacy of Nelson Mandela from the perspectives of both history and psychology. By exploring the historical context in which Mandela lived and the psychological characteristics that made him such a powerful leader, viewers will gain a deeper understanding of the man and the impact he had on the world. Whether you are a fan of Mandela, a student of history, or simply someone looking for inspiration, this video is designed to provide a comprehensive and insightful examination of one of the most remarkable figures of our time. Historical context. The apartheid system was a system of racial segregation and discrimination that was implemented in South Africa in 1948 and lasted until the early 1990s. This system had a profound impact on South African society, dividing the population along racial lines and denying basic human rights to non-white citizens. Nelson Mandela was a key figure in the fight against apartheid. He became involved in the anti-apartheid movement in the 1940s and went on to become a leader in the African National Congress, ANC, the main political organization fighting against apartheid. Throughout the 1950s and 1960s, Mandela was arrested several times for his activism, including for leading a sabotage campaign against the apartheid government. In 1964, he was sentenced to life in prison, where he would spend the next 27 years. Despite his long years in prison, Mandela never lost his resolve to fight for freedom and equality. After his release from prison in 1990, he continued to lead the negotiations that eventually led to the end of apartheid and the establishment of a democratic South Africa. Throughout this process, he showed remarkable leadership and a deep commitment to peace and reconciliation, earning him the Nobel Peace Prize in 1993. Mandela's role in the fight against apartheid and his leadership in the negotiations that led to the end of the system, made him one of the most significant figures in modern world history. His tireless efforts to promote peace and justice in South Africa continue to inspire people around the world, and his legacy remains an important part of the country's history. In order to fully understand Nelson Mandela's impact as a leader and peace builder, it is important to examine his psychological characteristics. From a psychological perspective, Mandela was a man of remarkable resilience, forgiveness, and compassion. These traits, along with his strong beliefs and values, helped him to overcome the challenges he faced throughout his life and inspired others to follow his example. Mandela's resilience was a defining characteristic of his personality. Despite the many obstacles he faced, including 27 years in prison, he never lost his resolve to fight for what he believed in. This resilience allowed him to endure even the harshest conditions and emerge stronger and more determined than ever. Another key aspect of Mandela's personality was his remarkable capacity for forgiveness. He believed that true reconciliation could only be achieved through forgiveness, and he lived this belief both in his personal life and in his political leadership. This capacity for forgiveness helped to ease tensions and bring about a peaceful resolution to the conflict in South Africa. In addition to his resilience and forgiveness, Mandela was also known for his compassion. He had a deep understanding of the suffering of others and was dedicated to improving the lives of those around him. This compassion, combined with his unwavering commitment to justice, made him an inspiring leader who was loved and respected by people from all walks of life. Finally, it is worth noting that Mandela's strong beliefs and values guided his actions and decisions throughout his life. He was a man of principle who was deeply committed to promoting peace and justice. These beliefs and values gave him the strength to endure his many challenges and ultimately helped him to achieve his goals. Throughout his life, Nelson Mandela was known for his inspiring words and messages. His speeches and quotes continue to be widely quoted and serve as a reminder of the values he held dear, including justice, equality, and peace. Some of Mandela's most famous quotes include, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." This quote reflects Mandela's belief in the power of education to bring about change. He believed that education was the key to unlocking people's potential and creating a more just and equal society. "I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it." This quote speaks to Mandela's remarkable resilience and his ability to overcome fear and adversity. He showed that courage was not a lack of fear, but rather the strength to overcome it and keep moving forward. For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. This quote reflects Mandela's belief in the importance of freedom and his commitment to ensuring that everyone has the opportunity to live a life of dignity and equality. He recognized that true freedom requires not only the absence of oppression, but also the respect for the freedom of others. "If you want to make peace with your enemy, you have to work with your enemy. Then he becomes your partner." This quote speaks to Mandela's commitment to peace and his belief that it is only through cooperation and collaboration that lasting peace can be achieved. He recognized that true peace requires the active engagement of all parties, even those who have been in conflict. These quotes and others like them continue to inspire people around the world and serve as a reminder of the values and beliefs that Mandela held dear. His messages are as relevant today as they were when he first spoke them, and they continue to be a source of inspiration and guidance for people of all ages and backgrounds. Lessons learned. Nelson Mandela's life and legacy offer a wealth of lessons for people of all ages and backgrounds. It is possible to draw several key lessons from his story that can inform and inspire us as we strive to make the world a better place. First and foremost, Mandela's life teaches us about the power of resilience. Throughout his life, he faced countless challenges and obstacles, including 27 years in prison. Yet he never lost hope or gave up on his beliefs. Instead, he remained steadfast in his commitment to justice and equality, and he emerged from prison as a stronger and more determined leader. This resilience serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of perseverance and the power of the human spirit to overcome even the greatest of obstacles. Second, Mandela's life demonstrates the importance of forgiveness. He was a strong advocate for reconciliation and was known for his ability to forgive those who had wronged him. He recognized that holding on to anger and bitterness only perpetuates cycles of violence and division, and that true peace and healing can only be achieved through forgiveness and understanding. This lesson has important implications for all of us, as it reminds us that the path to a better world requires that we let go of the past and work together towards a common goal. Finally, Mandela's life highlights the importance of compassion. He was deeply committed to the well-being of others, and he worked tirelessly to ensure that everyone had the opportunity to live a life of dignity and equality. This compassion served as a powerful motivator for his work, and it continues to inspire people around the world to work towards a better future for all. In conclusion, the life and legacy of Nelson Mandela remain as relevant today as ever. It is clear that his story provides important lessons about resilience, forgiveness, compassion, and leadership. Mandela's impact on the world cannot be overstated. He fought against apartheid and helped bring an end to one of the greatest injustices of the 20th century. He went on to become the first black president of South Africa, and he worked tirelessly to promote peace, equality, and justice in his country and beyond. His legacy continues to inspire people around the world to work towards a better future. In this video, we have explored Mandela's life from a historical and psychological perspective, highlighting the key events and characteristics that made him the leader he was. We have also presented some of his most inspiring quotes and discussed the lessons that can be learned from his life. Finally, it is our hope that this video has inspired you to learn more about Nelson Mandela and his legacy. Whether you are a student, a teacher, a leader, or simply someone who cares about making the world a better place, his story is a source of inspiration and guidance. So let us continue to learn from his example, and let us work together to make the world a better place for all.